Hi, this is Tim of Black Rooster Audio. Today we're going to take a look at some great vintage modelled mid-range equalization. The style I'm pretty sure you're familiar with. And let's have a little listen how the boys have worked on this one. I got 4 different things, definitely not a limit that you can use this on. Just sort of might help see how we can clear up some mud, bring in some brightness, and just help settle some things down with EQ. This is a great style of EQ. The first track I've got actually is a bit of a muddy vocal. It's been recorded to tape, and there's probably a little bit of tape saturation and obviously a little bit of loss on the top end as well. So it actually comes through, you might say warm, maybe a little too warm. So what I've got down here is the VLA-3A from Black Rooster, and that's actually just going to set as a limiter for us so that we can hear better what's going on with the EQ when we dial it in. So I'll let you listen to the track now, and this is without any EQ and just how it came with a little bit of extra limiting.
I'll be looking out for.
So you can see how that's not going to cut through in a mix too well. So the first thing I'll dial in is our trusty friend, the VHL3C, and we'll just clear up some of that bottom end just to make it tidier.
I'll be looking out for you. Looking out for.
Okay, they work hand in hand perfectly, all 3 of these plugins. So let's move over to the VEQ-5 and just start clearing up some of that mud. So we'll start by scooping out some stuff that we don't really need to hear and see what sort of clarity we're left with.
I'll be looking out for you. Looking out for you.
So there we go. Already there's some frequencies now that we can hear better because we've got rid of some of these. So let's see if we can just crispen it up a little bit. See what else we can do.
I'll be looking out for you. Looking out for you. Happy when my love gets heavy, baby.
Okay, well, let's do a bypass and see what it sounds like.
I'll be looking out for.
Quite different, eh? Let's try this one again.
I'll be looking out for.
So there we go, very easily just scooping away some of the stuff we don't need and just adding a little touch of the things that we might want to hear a little bit better, the frequencies that we like. Okay, next up we've got the synth track. This is running through a Creation Audio Labs MW1 DI, so it's pretty bright, but there's a couple of frequencies in there I wouldn't mind pulling out because it's quite nice, and then there's certainly some stuff we probably don't need. Let's take a listen. So depending on the track that it's in for you and how you want that brightness, but that top end's quite shrill. So I just dialed it back at this time. So there's a couple of frequencies in there that I quite like. So we'll see if we can find those, dig them out, and get rid of some stuff that we don't need. It's probably going to cloud the vocal anyway, that mid-range. So let's take a listen to see what we got with the VEQ-5. See, I like how that 3K just kind of brought out that sustain, that little sustain note at the end. I kind of like that little hold, which is very cool. So there we go, just clearing out some of the mud in the mid frequency to get rid of that out of the way of the vocal. Sure, that's not probably going to sit too high in the mix anyway, but we just don't need that all around there. And then just pull out some of the frequencies that you do like. Pretty versatile. Okay, so what we've got next with the VEQ-5 to tackle is the kick drum. Now, there's 3 notes here. They're all different velocities, and they diminish in value that I've got. So what I've done is I've actually set up the VLA3A as a limiter to catch that. And just for a little bit of character, I've actually brought in the VLA2A from Black Rooster Audio as well. So let's take a listen to see what we've got. Actually, I'll do that a bypass just because you might be interested. Here we go. So this is just the VLA3A. Now the 2A. Just a little bit of extra oomph, eh? All right, so let's tidy this up and see what we can do. Ooh, there we go. Get a bit of crack back. Take away some of that warmth and just give it some meat. It's quite different really, isn't it? Here we go, bypass. Go, the VEQ-5. Well, I don't know how often you come across one of these instruments, but I'm sure anything you can find, you can throw at the VEQ-5 and it'll be all good. This one here is a tack piano. So, exactly, see? When was the last time you had one of those to mix? But hey, if you do come across one, you got the right tool. Let's have a listen to what we got. Well, that can do with a bit of a tidy up. So again, always starting with the VHL3C, because that's a good place to start, and then we can move on over. So let's start cleaning this thing up, eh? Let's do a little bit of an A-B comparison. I got 2 running there because there's a couple of frequencies I wanted to hit that I just can't get with one. So we'll stack them up. Just turn them off. There we go, the Black Rooster Audio VEQ-5, eating up anything you can stick in its path. 1 or 2, as many layers as you need. Go and grab yourself a copy now. That demo is fully working. So there's nothing there to stop you putting it on your tracks and seeing how it works for you in an everyday situation with no hindrances. Make sure you check out the other plugins that we use today, the VLA2A, the 3A, and the VHL3C as well. So we at Black Rooster Audio want to support you with your mixing and mastering by providing pristine sounding, convincing plugins. So come and hear them for yourself and join the revolution with me at blackroosteraudio.com.